I forgot to unmute myself. I guess I'll just start over from the beginning. It's okay. It wasn't that bad. It's stream night, everybody. Woohoo! I'm excited. It's only my second official stream in basically forever, so I'm really stoked to be here. If you've been paying attention to Twitter or Discord or Reddit or anything, but not paying that much attention, then you may have noticed that I was originally going to do this stream with Kurt Kimple, or at The Worst Dev on Twitter. Unfortunately, Kurt's not going to be able to join us this evening, but he will come back on the stream at some point in the future. So, in the meantime, we're going to shift gears. We're not actually going to be working on a Discord bot, but we are still going to be working on a bot. Are we out of focus? I think I'm out of focus. There we go. Why is it fuzzy? Don't focus on the mic, focus on me. Now can I bring my mic back? Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. Let's see. I need to do this over here. Okay, I think we're set. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Ian? How you doing, buddy? Or how you doing? Sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay, everything should be set up. I'm fuzzy again. Why am I blurry? Stop it, camera. My camera doesn't like my microphone being between it and my face. What if I do that? Will it be less angry with me now? What? I hate autofocus. Is that... It can't decide. Okay, I think maybe it decided. For now, at least. I don't know. Just let me know if it gets fuzzy. I bet I have the weirdest Git repo. Breaks if I change branches to one with identical code. That is odd. What? That's weird. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, Kurt is not going to be able to join us this evening. So, instead of building a Discord bot, we're going to do something a little different. After... Excuse me, my goodness. After the last stream... is what I was going to say until my voice cracked, because apparently I'm going through puberty again. What I was going to say is after the last stream, we had a lot of frustration, and not just from me, about the fact that YouTube doesn't provide a real-time endpoint for YouTube live chat. And like that's totally valid. Because it's wild that they don't provide that. So, instead of relying on them to provide it, I am going to provide it myself. Maybe for everybody. We'll see. But here's what I'm thinking. Okay, this is what I've got in my head. So, I've built most of the script, the little library necessary to do some, some polling of the YouTube API to try and get chat messages. So that's good. But what I'm thinking is that I can actually take Fidget, which if you're not familiar with it, I suppose I can drop it in chat here. That's https:// whoops. Fidget.dev. If I can spell it. There we go. Fidget.dev. If you're not familiar with it, go check it out. But I built that a couple years ago as a staging server for Twitch chat. And the idea was that instead of connecting to Twitch and having to actually see real subscriptions and bits and whatnot to be able to test those events, instead of that, you could actually connect to Fidget and run commands to simulate those events. And that was the idea. So that's great. But I'm not on Twitch anymore. So what I'm thinking is Twitch provides an IRC API, a WebSockets and IRC API for connecting to their chat. And I think I can build basically the same thing for YouTube. And here's what would be absolutely wild about that is that all of a sudden we'd all be able to connect to YouTube chat using Twitch libraries like TMI.js and Twerple. So I'm not positive that this is going to work the way that I want it to, but I have some ideas and I'm excited to give it a shot. So, let's see. Where are we at right now? Also, how's everybody doing? I didn't even ask that earlier. I should have asked that at the beginning. How's everybody doing this evening? Can't believe I forgot it. It's been a wild day, and I'm not going to get deep into why it's so wild. I imagine most everybody has a pretty good idea of why it is, but I'm not going to dive into it. And the reason that I'm not going to dive into it, because any regulars know that I don't usually shy away from the political stuff, but I'm not going to get into it because I don't think that is the job I want to fulfill this evening. Tonight, what I would rather do is fulfill the job of being a distraction. I want to be something that can give people an opportunity. Well, I want the stream to be something that can give people an opportunity to get away from all of the awful and the ignorance in the world that's happened today. It's been happening for a long time, but just big things today. So instead of talking about it, instead of diving in, instead of like building a project related to it or whatever, we're just going to sort of ignore it for the next couple of hours. And we're just going to write some code, and we're going to play with stuff that has nothing to do with it. And I hope you enjoy this time together where we can just sort of be without that. So, rough, my Git repo is breaking with the symlinks. See, that's wild, Ian. That's wild. You should post stuff about it in the Discord, because I would probably take a look at that. Like, that sounds absolutely bonkers. That sounds like a good blog post. Like, why is my Git repo breaking? Child of Key, that's my mom. Everybody say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Child of Key is my mom, my lovely, wonderful mother. You've always been very successful at distraction, she says. I mean, she's not wrong either. She's actually very, very right. I've been very successful at that. I mean, it's basically my day job. All right, so what say we dive into this YouTube stuff? We can do a quick review of what I've kind of got so far, and then we can dive deeper into like what else is going on. Okay, so let's flip scenes here and see. Oh, I need to have I gotta start NDI over here, otherwise nothing's gonna work. Okay, so we should be able to switch to laptop there. Perfect. Okay. Yep, and audio's still good. Okay, so let's move on over this way a little bit. I really want to get a second camera so I can have one pointing over here and one pointing over there for when I'm like at the regular computer, but anyways. Okay. So, what we're looking at here, let me zoom in a little bit if I can get into the right application. Okay. What we're looking at here is basically nothing important. Let's back out of some of this. Okay. So, our index file, okay? We start right here. Now I have a get state function. Well, I'm importing Google from Google APIs, so that's one thing. So we're using the Google SDKs, which I shied away from last time. I was like, I don't want to do this. This seems awful. And it kind of is, but it's not as awful as it could be. I need to put my other mouse on the charger over there. So yeah, it's not as awful as it could be, but it's not super great. So we're using the Google SDK, so we pull that in, and then we're pulling in get state from store/index. Now what this is just a Zustand store. Zustand is pretty awesome, honestly. I've been falling in love with it a lot. It's great for state management. Authenticate, I'm pulling in from our Authenticate helper. That needs to go above. And we'll dig into what Authenticate actually does here in just a minute, because there's some really neat stuff going on in this script that I'm like a huge fan of. Okay, and then we've got right here, we get a reference to YouTube v3 service from the Google SDK. And then we await getting a list of live streams from YouTube that are mine and just the snippets for them. Okay. Now, let's dig into Authenticate, because Authenticate is really interesting. Basically, we say if there are no OAuth tokens in the state yet, then Authenticate. And right now, that'll always be the case because we're not like persisting them across restarts or anything. But yeah. Okay. So in Authenticate, this is where some really neat stuff starts to happen. So first, we've got some imports. We've got this open import, which I'd never messed with until this project. But it's pretty cool. We'll dig into, well, I'll just go ahead and tell, I don't know why we're going to dig into it later. We'll dig into it now. Basically, you can tell it to open something, and it will do it on the computer. So it'll open whatever relevant application. So you can like open a URL, and it'll open the browser. Or you can open a file path, and it will open whatever application your system has set for that file path, or you can pass it an application to be opened. So lots of really cool stuff that you can do with that. And so we actually just use it to open a web page, and we'll get into that more here in just a minute. App and destroy, these are a web server, pieces of a web server. We'll look at more of what they are here in just a minute, but the app is just a Koa web server that's not been started yet. And destroy is sort of a special function that can destroy a web server. So we've got more stuff from the state, like get state and subscribe, and then an OAuth client from Google OAuth client. So let's look at this one real quick because it's important and it's really short. We basically just create an OAuth 2 client for YouTube using the Google SDK. Real simple stuff. We passed it into the auth of the options of Google, which is kind of wild to me. But basically, we're telling the SDK, hey, anytime you try to connect to something, use this OAuth client. Like, don't bother with trying to do any other sort of connection methods. Just use this OAuth client, which is cool, but also really very weird. So we're going to come back here. Okay, so we've got our OAuth client there. In Authenticate, we return a new promise, and the reason for that is because I need a resolve function. I need to be able to handle a resolution outside of normal await stuff, so that's the thing. But we do generate OAuth or generate auth URL, and this is basically creating a Google URL that I can hit. I can open that link, and it will pull up a page. Excuse me, goodness. Where it asks me to approve the app, right? So that the application can access my stuff, whatever. It's a pretty typical OAuth screen. You just allow it, and it'll move on with its life. Now we've got a server, which is null. And then down here, we have an unsubscribe. So subscribes from Zustand, just return an unsubscribe function. So you call it, and it cancels the subscriber. You could probably get rid of a bunch of the promise weirdness using that. Using that? I don't know what that means. Project idea, a swivel robot that tries to center you in your webcam. I've thought about that so many times. Ian, I cannot tell you how many times that has crossed my mind as like a thing that I want to do. I would love to have like a focus tracking pan tilt zoom head, PTZ head that handles that for me. I've even link censorship. I turned off the link censorship though. So why? I turned that off. Why? Why is that still an issue? Hang on, let me see if I can fix it really quick. Okay. Let's see. Was in edit, and there's some stuff about chat in here somewhere. Comment visibility. That's okay. Live chat replay. Open my community settings here. Okay, automated filters. Block links. Yeah, block links is turned off. Weird. Okay, check DMs. Okay. Oh, why you no use util.promisify for subscribe. That's what Ian tried to send. So the reason that I'm not doing that is because it's more work. And also because I needed to like for some reason what was happening previously is I was awaiting this get token, and so that would happen, but then I think either like my set Google OAuth tokens or my set credentials or something is supposed to be async, but they're not telling me that it's async, and so I'm supposed to await it, but I'm not, and so everything breaks. So I just added the promise wrapper and then resolve down at the bottom, and everything seems to work fine. But anyways, okay, so we subscribe. What we're subscribing to is this selector. So we're basically saying select this google.oauth.code from our state. If that has changed, fire this subscriber off. Okay, fire this callback that we pass into it. So the callback takes in the code, which is the value of this in our state. It calls the unsubscribe, destroys the server, gets a token from the code that gets passed back, which is the OAuth code that we'll get from the OAuth screen. Logs that out, which it doesn't actually need to do anymore. Sets the credentials on the OAuth client, which is another thing that's important. It's part of the Google SDK stuff. Sets the OAuth tokens in the state, which we're not actually using yet, but it's going to be important eventually. And then resolves the whole promise. Then down here, so we've created our subscriber, right? That's what all of that was. That was just what happens after we subscribe, or after our subscription changes. Now, down here, we actually create our server, app.listen, right? Again, app is just a Koa server, real basic Koa server. We'll talk about this route in it here in just a minute, but it's a real basic Koa server. We just tell it to listen on port 3000, and then we await open, right? So let's go to index.js, and we'll look real quick at our Koa server. So in our Koa server, once again, we get the state, real simple, and we have one route. This is the only thing that matters, right? Is anytime you hit this server with any routing whatsoever, doesn't matter. If there is a code in the query parameters, then we'll do stuff with it. Otherwise, we just don't do anything. Just nothing at all. You just get a 404. So we could probably handle that better. We might do that eventually, but right now I don't care. So we set the Google OAuth code. Again, we set that code into the zoostand state, and that is where it will trigger our subscriber. Okay. Now if we go back to this, we set the context.body to just a string. So this is not like an HTML page that gets returned. It is just a string. Nothing special about it. And then we're done, right? Down here's the destroy function. This is just using the HTTP terminator library because I need to be able to completely destroy a server when I'm done with that server. So I just wrote a little wrapper around that library to handle termination of the server. So we go back to Authenticate. Also, if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. I'm happy to talk about stuff. Ian already asked about Promisify, which we talked about a little bit, but yeah, so then we await our open, and open takes the OAuth URL, which we generated further up, right? We generated from the Google SDK. It says wait false, and I actually don't remember what this does. This wait for the open to app to X. Oh, right. So this is it will basically resolve the function, resolve the promise. Excuse me. If the application closes by default, right? So if you open a URL, then it's going to open your browser, and it's going to wait for your browser to be closed before it will resolve this promise. And we don't actually want that. We want the browser to be able to stay open because we don't care if you close it or not. So we set wait false, and then it'll move on with its life. Especially if like it tries to open a URL in your browser and you happen to have other tabs open. So even if we were to close that tab internally, then this still wouldn't fire. So lots of potential issues with this. So let's actually see this in action because I have used it and it does work actually quite well. Come on. Okay. That's not promising. Shiv, I think I found a bug in our product. Yes, update. Okay, cool. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. How cute is the doggo today? That's a great question. She's not in here. She's not in here. She's hanging out with everybody else. I'll probably take a break at the hour mark, and I might bring her back in after, but we'll see. Where her head's at. I should put this back on the charger again. Okay. I've got some tea tonight. Okay. Now we can do yarn. No, just do node. Okay. So we are doing -r.env/config. The reason for that is it basically requires .env/config above the script that gets run. And the nice thing about that is that it sets all of the variables in our .env file, which is right here. It sets all of these variables before any other script gets run. So all of your env environment variables will get run, rather than having to set or having to run .env inside of every script file. So, and then we just run source/index.js, which is, again, this guy. So let's run it. There's a lot of commented out code down here that we can ignore for now, because I need to deal with that later. But yeah, we run it. Okay, so if you look at what we got in the what's it? What am I trying to say? The terminal is the word that I was looking for. It sort of poops out a little OAuth URL here, right? So access type and scopes and response types and client IDs and all that jazz gets jammed in here. Redirect URI. And so we're just opening that. Again, in our code, that happens in in Authenticate with this open call right here. Pops open the browser for us. Super cool. Never done that before. It's really great. So I'm going to log in with my Trey@Trezzy.com account and with my Trezzy Codes YouTube channel. Authentication successful. Please return to the console. Excellent. Now if I return to the console, you can see this got listed out. And this right here is awesome. This is our list of live streams. Now, there's some other stuff that I need to figure out because I haven't figured out how to fix it and get it to hang on, what is that? Hang on, what? These streams don't seem right. These seem like live streams from my main account, not from the Trezzy Codes YouTube. Let's try running that again real quick. Yeah, same stuff. Huh. This seems wrong. Well, for the most part, it works. For the most part, when Index runs, we do the authentication, we're great, and then we are, in fact, listing out live streams. I just need to figure out why it's doing this. I could probably just set a channel ID, and that'll do the trick for me. But weird. Anyways. Hey, what's going on? We got Ronan in the house. What up, Kiwi? Ian says, did I miss the fortune for today? No! In fact, you just reminded me I still have to do it. I would have forgotten. I would have forgotten if you hadn't said something. Well, we're not popping that one open, apparently. All right, ready? Ready? Get the sweet, sweet Foley action going on. Oh, yeah. A little stale. Not too bad. Okay, let's see. We're actually going to skip that. We're going to do another one. Do a different fortune. see. Oh, this one, of course, is already... It's pre-broken. It's pre-cracked for us. Just ready to go. All right. Let's see. What's this one say? They are never alone who are accompanied by noble thought. Now, what do you think that means? They are never alone who are accompanied by noble thought. So, like, if I just think about, like, being royalty, does that mean I'm never alone? Because I do that on the regular. No, I'm not royalty, but I am a Scottish lord, so thanks, Mom. Okay. That's a good one. Oh, hang on. I'm going to grab the jar. I stuck it up on the shelf, and now it takes me a minute to get to it. Let's just pop these on in here. One of these days, I really am going to make a bot, and I'm going to transcribe all of these into a database so that that bot can give us random previous fortunes. 1, a person with their thoughts is never alone. 2, the person writing it was running out of ideas. I'm going to vote for the second one. I may end up regretting that. Okay, let's see. Let's close these. Now, what I need... well, that's live chat messages. So we still have yet to get to the part where we actually retrieve live chat messages, but we are listing live broadcast, or listing, yeah, live broadcasts. So I need broadcast status rather than mine. Yeah. But for some reason, this was not working for me previously. Like, I'm getting this, like, that doesn't match any overloads. So let's try running it and just see what happens. Maybe it'll run anyway. Maybe it's just a TypeScript thing. Oh, no. There's an error. Okay. A lot of error. No filter selected. Mine, default, or ID. But none of that is right. That's not what the API said. See, this is what I was concerned about with using the SDK. This is what I was concerned about. Okay. Now, I feel like there's something wrong here. So maybe it's... Oh, I wonder if that's the issue. I'm using live streams instead of live broadcasts. Maybe that'll do better. Yeah, that one looks like it might actually work the way that I want it to. Ah, there we go. There we go. All right. We found a live broadcast. Excellent. It's exciting. All right. You've unlocked... Hey, Bob, remember to update the types for this API. Oh, that would be a fun project, too, is to get, like, a forum that I can have on my computer that I can use for popping up, like, random achievement unlocks. Maybe we could add it into a bot eventually. That would be fun. Okay, so we've got live broadcasts. Great. So from the broadcast, okay, we want to, what do we want to do? We want to add it to the state, I think. I think actually what we want to do is we want to set timeout. Nope, set interval. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. Achievement unlocked. Type every possible character on your keyboard. Okay, and we want to run this like every second. We want to poll every second. Let's see. And the method we want to do is like find broadcasts. I want to do find streams. Find stream, maybe. Okay. So we're going to push this into a helper function. You know what? This is going to go into the YouTube service. Here we go. All right. Got lots of stuff down here. That's not what I meant to do. All right. So, find stream. So, export function, find stream. Actually, we're going to make it a const because I need context with it. Equals this. Okay, and then this. All right. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see. Well, we're about half an hour in. Let's see. I still want to try and write streamable array functions at some point. That would be great. I would love that. Please do. Yeah, okay, so we're about halfway in. I just want to drop a quick reminder while we're here. Everybody, I really appreciate you coming and hanging out on the stream. But one of the things that I need your help with is growing the channel. And the biggest thing you could do to help me grow this channel is going to be going down below the video right now and hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button. If you hit the likes, that makes other people, make sure it shows up in other people's feeds, and then hopefully they'll find it and they'll like it too. And then we'll have more people to like it together. And we could just be this big group of, likers. It'll be great. If you subscribe, of course, you get notifications whenever I go live and such, which we all know you want that. Come on. Just come hang out with me often. Come hang out with us on the Discord as well. I really, really need to get the bot together so that I can do this one easily. Because right now, what I have to do is go to my server and my invites. Whoop, that's not even the right spot. My server settings. Where is that? And then my invites. And then I have to copy and paste the code, which also isn't going to work because I'm in streamer mode. Gosh darn it, I got to start it over again. Hang on. I got this. I can do this. I can do this. I hit the subscribe button. It turned red. Ian, you, sir, are a class act. He says it turned red because it means that he unsubscribed, which is just mean. Discord.gg/BotIam. There we go. Come join us on the Discord. Come hang out on the Trezzy Studios Discord. We talk about computers. We talk about programming. We talk about all sorts of random stuff. It's just a great place to hang out. Great community. So come join us. Anyways, let's get back to the code, shall we? Okay. Now, hang on. Did it work? I should probably make sure that works. Yeah, it worked. Okay. All right. So we've got find stream. Now, with find stream, we're going to need to pull some of this stuff out of the index file. So let's just, let's see. Let's grab this stuff is important. Yeah, we're going to need this stuff. What else? That might actually be it. That might be all I need to copy over for now. I think it is. Okay, great. So, yeah, I'll need to update this so that it's actually coming from the YouTube service, but that's all right for now. Okay, so we got find stream. So we're going to make YouTube just a regular thing here. Regular constant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Constants. Boop. Boop. There we go. Okay. Now, in find stream, we are going to do this stuff. We will await live broadcasts.list. And that will return. Let's see, I think I just want the actual list of them. So let's return response.data.items. Let's make sure this is an async function. Okay, that fixes our one little error that we had there. And now if we come back here, we can update. Find stream is going to come from services/YouTube. There we go. yes, these are. Remember to make your functions async. Thank you. Okay, now, yeah, we can delete all of this. Oh, I'm actually going to leave that in there. Bloop, there we go. Okay. This is going to come over for when we do chat messages, but for now, we'll just find a stream every 1,000 milliseconds, or every second. So let's try that. Give it a shot. I'll have to reauthorize. Dupe. Okay. Now in 1 second it should. Oh, it is doing it. I just don't have any console logs in there. Any chance of a Code Golf stream sometime in the future? Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a chance of doing one at some point in the future. I would like to do more than just my regular Thursday evening streams, but it's going to be dependent on a lot of other stuff. So Thursday evening streams are definitely going to remain this kind of stuff, but at some point we may add some like midday streams or some other evening streams that are like every other week or something along those lines. So definitely stay tuned to the Discord. I will announce that if that's going to be a thing. Right now it's not like planned, but I would like to plan it, if that makes sense. Okay. So it is finding the stream, so we're just going to have it console log this to make sure that it's actually working. Let's see. Yes. It's working. It's working. I need a Stream Deck button that pops up the Anakin It's Working GIF, because that would be so perfect. Okay. So we've got that working. That's great. So find stream. And I think what we're going to do is instead of returning response.data.items, we are going to add that stream to our state. So let's get a new method in here. Let's see. What are we going to call it? We want to have a streams. Yeah, we'll do YouTube streams. And it'll be an array of IDs, because the ID is the only thing that I actually care about. Okay. So we'll need to import the store. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. So that's get state. And I want. Okay, so it's YouTube streams. So I guess we'll just do like set YouTube streams. Okay, and that'll take in an array of streams, and we will loop through each of the streams. Const new streams equals streams dot filter. Whoops. And we will filter, let's say stream. And we will say if the stream dot ID. Yeah, so we'll need get up here as well. Set, comma, get, I'm pretty sure. We'll do current, let's see, stream IDs equals get streams, whoops, dot YouTube dot streams, right? Is that right? Oh. We just want to move all this down into the setter. That's the dealio. Okay, move it down into the setter. So we've got state, and then we can just do state.youtube.streams. Okay, so we've got stream IDs. Actually, we can even just do it straight right here. We just access it. That's fine. Stream state.youtube.streams.includes stream.id. Actually, so we've got streams. We'll do streams by ID as well, because that's more important. But it needs to be an object. Okay, get rid of streams. So we'll say streams by ID. Okay, so what we're doing, right, is just saying take the streams that are being passed into this method, loop over all of them. If they exist already in the object, then just return. And if not, then we're going to set them. State.youtube.streams by ID. Cool. We're just going to set it to true. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Just set it to true. And then we're good. Then down here, we'll say, oh, yeah, we don't need to pass this at all because we're using immer here. So we actually don't have to do most of this stuff. Is it better to do x stream underscore ID or stream underscore ID in X? I'm pretty sure that it's better to use the square bracket accessor than it is to use the in keyword. The in keyword has its own performance issues, so I think that's the deal. So we can actually just do a for each. We don't need to filter. And you know what? We're not even necessarily changing anything here because true is going to be equivalent either way. So it shouldn't trigger. Yeah, so that should be just fine. Okay, great. Great. All right, so set YouTube streams. So we can just do that over here. Nope, over. Well, yeah, it is over here. Is it? Yeah. So we can do get state dot set YouTube streams. And we just pass in our array of stream items. In versus reflect dot has. I don't know. I actually know very little about reflect performance. That would probably be worth doing like a jsbench.me performance test to find out, but I would imagine it's still slower because reflect still has to access the object, but it's basically proxied access. So I would imagine it's slower, but it's hard to say. I know the reason in is slower, the in keyword, is because of just-in-time compiler issues, but yeah. Anywho. Okay, so we've got our YouTube streams getting set in here. And I think what we really want now is also a subscriber that handles some other stuff from this. So, yeah. Well, actually, because I think the biggest issue I see with XA is if XA is falsy but defined. Well, actually, that's just fine with me in this case because it shouldn't ever get set to falsy. It should only ever get set to true. And then when we get rid of it, we should do like delete instead of like setting it to false or whatever. So then it's just gone. Because then the memory for that key and everything gets released and the object pool can decrease. Oh, goodness. Getting a little choked up here. Okie dokie. So, where we're at. It's getting rid of that because that would have been really bad to leave in. Okay, what I want is another set interval for get chat. So this is also going to come from the YouTube service. Messages. Let's do chat messages. Okay, we're going to move this up. Let's see. For sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're going to create export const get chat messages. It's also going to be async. Okay. So what we're going to need is first to get, let's see. You know what's really interesting working with game test for Minecraft is getting to see all of the set timeout polyfills. Oh man, set timeout polyfills are a whole friggin' thing. Like, oof. All right, streams. Let's get state.youtube. Should be streams by ID. So we've got streams by ID from the state, okay? And then we'll do streams by ID dot for each. Wait, no, I'm gonna do object dot keys. So we'll just get a list of them. Dot for each. We're gonna do stream ID. Okay, so now what we need to do is get the chat messages for each one of these. Now, theoretically, this could be an issue if my channel has multiple streams running. That will never be an issue for me because I am one person, and multiple streams running would be wild. But if this ends up getting used by other people, then I'm probably going to have to refactor this. For now, it's going to be fine. So for each stream ID, we are going to use the Google API again. It's going to be something along these lines. Let's see. Like what I actually want to do is for const stream ID of object.key stream ID. Or in. Do I want in? I was thinking it was of. I always get in and of mixed up. JavaScript in keyword. Let's find out. Okay, so that's truthy falsy. I want of. Okay, cool. So for each one, we're going to do this. And the reason I'm doing a for loop instead of the for each is with a for loop, it won't move to the next execution until the body of the loop completes. So if I await something, then it won't start the next execution until the await is finished. Whereas with for each, it just goes down. It says, okay, kick off the function. Now move on to the next one. Kick off the function. Move on to the next one. Kick off the function. Right. Yes. So let's see. While time is less than target time, await resolved promise is what I see pretty often. Oh, that's for is that set timeout stuff? That makes sense. Promise all keys, IDs. Yes, that is one option if I run it to run them concurrently, but I switched to a for of loop specifically because I want to run them in sequence or in serial rather than in parallel. Because rate limiting. These are all async requests against the YouTube API. I want to make sure that I don't get rate limited because that'll cause me issues. Okay, so we've got a response. And for here, we're just going to console.log that response. Probably response.data.items. But also, we need to update this because we actually don't want live broadcasts. We want live chat messages. Okay. And so I'm going to need to get rid of broadcast stuff. And let's go back. I've still got this from last week. So I need to pass a live chat ID, which is going to be the stream ID. Okay. Rate limiting will be interesting if more people start using it. Yeah, well, so what I'm thinking in terms of like infrastructure is that if other people are using it, I'm going to need them to make their own applications for it, right? Their own Google applications. And I could probably automate all of that with like Google Cloud. Like Google Cloud Admin is also included in this SDK. So I'm pretty sure I could automate all that relatively easily. Just like somebody authorizes their Google account for me to do stuff with it. And then I can run all of the stuff automatically, create a new Google Cloud application, store the credentials, do the logins and stuff. And then everything will be great, right? And then rate limiting will be specific to a user. I think that's actually going to be important legally as well, because I'm pretty sure, similar to Twitch, that the Google and YouTube terms of service are going to say something like, you can't proxy our chat. And that's fine. I'm not gonna. I'm going to build a tool that other people can use to proxy their own chats. So, which is just data massaging. So anyways, so we need to provide a live chat ID. We want the parts. We want the ID, the snippet, and the author details. Okay, so we've got all of that in there. Let's get this alphabetized, because y'all know I like my alphabeticals. Much like I like my parentheticals. Ha ha ha, guffaw. Okay, there's that. And then what's the other thing? I need a page token, but I imagine we won't have one yet. Oh, okay, so maybe when we find a stream, we actually don't want to set it to just true. We want to set it to oh, we probably need a chat in it. Yeah, okay. So we need messages and messages by ID. We'll have a page token. That'll be important. Okay. So that's going to be a whole other thing. Okay. Imagine an API where alphabetizing arguments cause performance issues. No. I refuse. I refuse to imagine such a terrible world. All right, so we await live chat messages, .list, live chat ID. Is there anything else we need to pass? Live chat ID, part, and page token. Yeah, in fact, we're going to need to do parameters. We'll pass that in. And then we'll say if yeah, I guess we'll do entries instead of keys, and then instead of just the stream ID, we'll do stream ID and stream details. Down here, we can say if stream details dot page token. Then params dot page token gets set. And that page token, which we learned about last week, is required to say, like, if we're going, like, if we need to get the next page of stuff, then return this. Every response will return a next page token, even if there's nothing in it. So that's cool. Okay. And then also that allows us to never retrieve messages that we've already retrieved, which is great. It's great. So stream details.page token. Then set it. And then we'll do that for the response. And then we should be able to list stuff out. Is there anything else that I'm missing here? Yes, there is. Because we're going to want to... We'll just log out the whole response for now, actually. Because I want to see where the page token is. Actually, I can just look at the stuff right here. I can absolutely see where the page token is. Just execute. Yep. It's probably going to error because there's no quota exceeded. What? I might have to, like... Let's see. Let's get the live chat ID for our current stream and try using that instead. Oh, wait. Because live chat ID is not the same as the broadcast ID, I think. That's right. I forgot about this. So if we execute and run this, allow... Forbidden? How is the quota exceeded? Why? Why are these things? Why? Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. We'll just do the thing. We'll just console log the response and it'll be fine. Just run it and see what happens. Oh, cannot find module. Okay. Services/store/index.js. What? Source services. Oh, that's in services/YouTube. Got it. I need to do ... Whoopsie doopsie. All right. Let's get connected here. Obviously, the quota is being taken up by viewers using chat. Oh, clearly. Clearly, that makes perfect sense. I'd be so mad if that was the case. Okay. Page token is not valid. Well, yeah, we don't have one. What? Okay. Hang on. Did I do something wrong here? What? Why? There shouldn't be a page token yet. Okay. Page token is not valid. Response config. Live chat ID. Oh. We need to go back to find stream and we need to log this stuff out too. Because I think part of the issue is going to be like live chat ID is not the same thing as the broadcast ID. So we need to figure out where the broadcast ID lives in the, or where the live chat ID exists in the broadcast response. No, not weird JavaScript. Go back. We stress codes. Okay. Okay, so we've logged that out, and there we have data page info, etag items. I guess I need to look at data.items. Okay. .data.items. Bum bum da da dum bum bum ba dum bum bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum bum ba da dum bum ba dum bum bum ba da bum bum ba dum bum bum ba da bum. Okay. Live chat ID. Right there it is. Okay, so it's just in the snippet. Okay, so if we do say YouTube streams. ID is going to be stream.snippet.live chat ID. Okay, now I've got an ID for that. So we can use that when we come over to here. Okay, so our chat will have, okay, so it's stream details dot chat dot ID. I think that one will actually work. Let's comment. Oh, we already moved it. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we're not logging out the stream unnecessarily again. Okay, Trezzy who, Trezzy codes. Let's see what we got. Hey, look at that! Look at that! Ah! Success! Okay, so it seems like it's not using the page token, which seems wrong. But not bad. Polling interval milliseconds. That seems like something that I'm gonna need to read up on. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyways. Let's close these. So we're getting our messages now, which is excellent. Oh, because we're setting it here, but it's an immutable object, so that's not actually getting set. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Let's do... We've got our stuff now. So we want to do get state dot handle chat messages, and that will take a stream ID, a page token, which will be in the response somewhere. Response dot data dot next page token, and then messages, which will be response dot data dot items. Right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that looks good. So we need to create the handle chat messages function now. I guess we have an add YouTube chat messages thing, which is gonna work for most of it. Sir, yeah, that's what we'll use. We'll use add YouTube chat messages. No, I like handle better. I feel like handle's a better choice. Okay, we'll change the name of this one, and we'll update it. So we get a stream ID. We get a next, or we get a page token. And then we get our messages. Okay. Now, in our thing, we're checking if it's an array, but it's always going to be an array, so I actually don't care about that anymore. So we're going to get rid of that part. Now, messages directly. Okay, state. So we're going to say messages.for each. Say state. Well, we'll never get a message twice. We shouldn't get a message twice. So I'm just going to say state.youtube.stream by ID, stream ID, .chat, .messages, .push. That's going to take the message.id. And then we'll do messages by ID. That'll take the message ID as the key equals message. This is just going to be the whole message for now. I don't know if we'll want less than that, but we'll sort of console.log the messages and see what we get out of that. But I think this will do, at least for now. Let's restart. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Go back. Still the wrong one. There we go. Okie dokie. Okay. So this is a message. This is a message. We've got a snippet. We've got an author details. So this one is from Ian. We should probably stop this. Okay. We've got, let's see. We also need to set the page token. That's right. Chat dot page token equals page token. Okay, and then over here, we can get rid of logging the response. Okay, I think that'll fix it. Do this, and we're good. Okay, so now... Oh, it's still going. Why isn't the page token part working? Am I passing the wrong property? No, it's page token. That's weird. It's still executing over and over, but it shouldn't be getting the same messages again. Okay, let's log out the page token when we do handle chat messages. Why not? Set state messages for each. We get a page token. Oh, well, I guess we only need to do that once. We don't need to do that for every message that we look at. Okay. Try again. Well, now it's getting nothing. Or at least it's logging nothing. Because I deleted the thing that was supposed to log out the page token. Whoops. Okay. Let's try again. See how we are doing. A little after 7 o'clock my time, so I'll probably take a break here in just a second. It'll be a short one, though. Okay, so the page tokens are changing. So let's log out messages.length. Yeah. $38. Okay, so it's getting 38 every time. Feel like there's something I'm missing here. Okay, when we make the request, we set a page token if there is one. No, we don't. Because we're doing stream details. We need to do stream details.chat.page token. That's what we're missing. But that'll fix it. It'll do 1 at 38, and then the rest will be 0. Let's see. Ah, that wasn't it. Okay. I was excited. I thought we had it. Okay. Stream details. Chat.page token. That seems right to me. To chat. We can actually get rid of that because it doesn't need to be. Streams by ID. So we've got a stream, right? When we get a stream, we set chat ID and page token to the stream.id. Okay. So let's stream equals this. And that'll help a lot. Stream .chat.page token equals page token. let's see. Let's go over to here. Let's actually log out. Okay. Before we do the things, I'm going to say... let's do params. And then we'll do items.length. Okay. Try again. Okay, so page token is never getting set. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. We come up. Let's log out stream details. Let's see what we've got going on in there. See if that's any more enlightening about what I'm doing wrong here. Because I'm sure this is me. Like, this is 100% me doing something wrong. So, chat ID. Yeah, page token remains null here. Also, messages and messages by ID is empty. So that feels like the problem is probably that we're not getting updated state. Get state.youtube. I mean, it feels like we should be getting updated state. Maybe not. Streams by ID. What if we do this? State equals that. Const. Equals YouTube state.youtube.streams by ID. Right, because that is YouTube streams by ID. Yeah, that's a thing. Bum bum bum. Brum bum 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 bum. Okay, Trezzy who? Trezzy codes. Okay, that is not fixing it. So what is the issue here? The issue, maybe it's in the way that we're setting. So we're doing set. We loop over the streams, and for each one, we add that stream's information. Okay. And that's working clearly because we've got a stream by ID coming from it here. So in handle chat messages, we get a stream. We try to set the page token on it. I mean, theoretically, that should be all we have to do. Because we're using immer, so that should handle taking all the stuff and passing it in the way that it's supposed to. So, why isn't it? Stream.chat.messages.push. Stream.chat.messages by ID. So we know the stream exists, right? So let's just log this out. Let's see what we get when we do this. Let's also turn off this other log. Otherwise, we're going to have way too much information to work with. Way more than we need. Okay. Well, that doesn't seem like what I thought it would be. Handle chat messages. It's logging out a ref of some kind. Stream. Okay. Oh, so that's probably the immer stuff. Okay. Okay. So if we log out stream.chat.page token, maybe that will illuminate us to something. Feels unlikely, but let's find out. Okay, so the page token is changing according to this. But is it changing out here? So we should have then 2 page tokens getting listed each time this runs. The first one will be what's in the store, and the second one will be what the store is receiving. So it's null. So it's always null. So it's never actually getting set. So that's the problem here. Okay. Why doesn't it actually get set? Do I have to do like this specifically? Do I have to force do the whole shebang? Let's find out. Well, that does not seem to be doing any better either. Why not, though? That's what I really want to know. You know what? I should take a brief break. Let's just stop that real quick. All right. Yes, I am going to take a break for just a moment. I'm going to go hit the potty, and then I will be back to finish up the stream. We've only got about 40 minutes left on the stream anyway, so just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, folks, do me a huge, like the hugest of huge favors. Go down, hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Every time you hit that like button, it's totally free for you, and it brings me great value. Great value. All right. I'll be back in just a minute. Hang on, let me make sure that the BRB screen still has the music so that it's not like totally. Nope, it does not. Let me fix that. There we go. All right. BRB friends. That was the wrong button, but I'm back now. All right. So let's get back at it. For what it's worth, if anybody has any suggestions about what's going on here, I would not complain about some help, because I'm really not sure why it's not working. So if we take a look at the way that the way that our actually don't need that. Hang on. There's no way that it's this easy, but it's also not impossible. Let's just see if changing that helped. Nope, didn't fix it. Okay. All right. So if we take a look at the store, the way that the store is set up right now, we have compose middleware, immer middleware, log middleware. We're not actually using the log middleware. I'm using compose, which is my own composition function. And it just takes state middleware, it passes it in, it runs immer middleware with state middleware as a function parameter, runs subscribe with selector with the result of that immer middleware run as the parameter, and then runs create with the result of all of that as the parameter. And we can look at that right here, compose. It's really simple. It just reverses the array starting at the end and then runs a reduce function over it, and each item is run with the previous results as the child, right? So that should do all the things that I need in the compose function. So if we take a look at our immer middleware, so this receives config, which is, in this case, just going to be state middleware. So that's going to be this whole function, right? So this function is config. Now, what it's going to return is another function with set, get, and API. And then config, it runs config. Yeah, whenever the child function gets run, it returns an instance where it runs config using this setter, which basically implements immer, and then the basic get and API methods that come from config. So why? I guess we could just disable that and see if things still work. Oh, but that's going to be, oh God, that's going to be such a huge pain in the butt. Why wouldn't this work? I just want to figure that out. That feels more valuable than like anything else. Why is this not working? Because it works in some cases. Like when we set streams by ID, that works. That works. Let's see. Let's check out the ZooStand documentation. Nope, that one I want to go to the GitHub. Okay. So if we come on over here, there's some stuff about immer. Okay. Sick of reducers and changing nested state, use immer. Okay. Reducing nested structures is tiresome. Have you tried immer? So, set produce state, and it just sets a child value, and it just kind of works. And then down here, it actually creates immer as a function. So let's see if my composition is part of the issue. Maybe that's where the problem is happening. Ugh, gosh. I'm trying to get rid of my tech neck. It's not going great. Okay. So we've got Just do this. Okay. And then okay, so instead of doing state middleware, I'm just going to wrap immer middleware around this whole thing, which should be the same thing that's happening with compose, but who knows, man? Who knows? Subscribe with selector, and then create. And then we should be able to just return this as the store. Instead, excuse me, my goodness. My goodness. Let's see. All right. Did I say that? I did. Okay, let's get logged in there. Ugh, why? Why does it not work? Why? Can anybody tell me? I would love answers. If somebody could just tell me why it's broken, that would just be great. Oh my god, I'm on Facecam still. Nobody told me. We'll flip that on over to laptop. My bad, y'all. My bad. Just went through all that stuff about Immer. There's like nothing of value that came out of it. All right. Okay. So, we're handling chat messages. But what is the problem? Okay. I'm more and more convinced that it's probably an issue with Immer. Or, that's not true. It's not an issue with Immer. It's an issue with the way that I'm using Immer. That's what's going on. So, if I come on over here. I feel like I've actually run into this or a very similar issue before and just not actually been able to figure it out. Which is not ideal. Okay. Let's see. Let's actually back up because we're getting the same results without the compose middleware. So let's turn on our log middleware. Let's see if that helps us diagnose anything. Maybe that'll be valuable. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Trezzy codes. Let's close that. Applying state. Curried produce. That actually seems like maybe I am missing something with my produce. New state. Let's go into our log middleware. New state. Google OAuth code tokens. What I want is YouTube. Streams by ID. Let's do .google. No. .youtube.streams by ID. Okay. Let's see if that gives me enough visibility to figure out what's going on here. Trezzy who? Trezzy codes. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting site. Okay, so it actually is trying to apply with this, but then it's reapplying with nothing, which doesn't seem right. Okay. Okay. Am I supposed to return something sooner? Maybe I did something wrong in here. Let's see. Okay, Immer, their middleware. This is what their middleware looks like. The only thing that I know that I changed is that I'm not using a oh my god, I've just forgotten the word for these. What are they called? Oh no. I can't think of what this oh my god, what is this called? How can I not think of the name of this? I've been so dramatically against them for so long. How could I have forgotten the name? Okay, so we've got takes config, takes returns an function that takes set get API, which returns an execution of config with partial and replace, which returns okay, so next set. If type of partial is a function, then it should return produce partial. So if partial is a function, return next state becomes produce partial. Okay. Otherwise, it's just partial, which we do up here by default. Then we return set next state and replace. Okay, so this seems right. Wonder if they've got anything in their issues on Immer, maybe, that would be helpful here. Issues, say creator type of subscribe with selector. I do use subscribe with selector. I wonder if that's helpful. Persist middleware, not for persisting functions. That's not an issue. Would it be possible to turn off middleware conditionally? Thank you? What is thank you? Just literally just that. Okay, cool. That's it. Immer is middleware and use DevTools TypeScript. Difference between Zustand and Vault.io. Or Vault.io. Immer middleware type test. Split state with Immer middleware. Persist middleware incompatible with map and set. Is it possible to set the default comparison function to shallow? I wonder if that's valuable. Updated the changed order of .subscribe and the need to use subscribe with selector came as a bit of a surprise. Once I worked everything out, it's worth it for the improved types. However, I now have to import shallow from Zustand/shallow all over my app. So far, there's nowhere that I don't want to use shallow comparison. Is there any way to set the default comparison function on the store itself? You know what? I'm not using shallow anywhere. Should I be? I feel like I remember running into that being important somewhere. So that's being used in the use store hook. Oh, and subscribes. Okay. Let's try that. Let's see if that does anything of value for us. Subscribe with selector. Okay. I mean, I'm guessing not, because we're not actually using that here. So that wouldn't make any sense. Let's see. Does it say anything more about what shallow is really for? Because I'm not sure. Like, I honestly don't actually know. If you want to construct a single object with multiple state picks inside, similar to Redux's map state to props, he tells the stand that you want the object to be diffed shallowly by passing the shallow equality function. So it's just shallow diffing. Okay. There's an equality thing. Combine and let TSC, whatever. I'm not concerned about that. Okay, that's it. That's everything that it says. /shallow. Let's see what they say in the issues, maybe. There's 100 of them. What about discussions? What am I missing? Like, I'm clearly missing something, right? There's got to be something else going on here that I'm missing. Honestly, I feel like the best solution here is probably just to refactor my state to use things shallowly. So, okay. So I've got Google, OAuth, code, null. Google OAuth. Tokens, also null. Comment that out. Okay. Then Google dot OAuth. All right. Tokens. Great. Change this to code. Great. Down here, it's going to be code as well. Okay. And then here, it should be tokens. Okay. How's it going, McCollum and Knight? Vum ONG. I have no idea what that means. Welcome to the stream, though. Okay, so that one should work just fine. So now if we come back over here and save that, and then if we go to our state again, just close a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. Back to our state. It's coming up here. We've got YouTube streams by ID, comma, okay. So let's just find everywhere else that we're doing streams by ID. YouTube.streams by ID. Update those to use YouTube streams by ID. YouTube streams by ID. Streams by ID. Then, yeah, this we're just gonna trash. Okay. Cool. Next up is gonna be. Yeah, we should be able to get rid of that now. But the problem now is we need to update because it needs to be a lot more complex here. So we've got streams by ID. So I think what we'll do here because I don't necessarily want to store. I guess we could do YouTube stream chats by ID. Yeah, that works. That works because we're not necessarily using the stream ID to do this. We're using the live chat ID, which is different from the stream ID. So, YouTube chats by ID. We'll do that. Okay. I think that's okay. Doesn't seem totally ideal, but it's not the worst thing ever. Okay. YouTube streams by ID. So I think actually then we want to get rid of set YouTube streams because that's not actually what it's going to do. It's going to YouTube streams by ID, YouTube chats by ID. So it's going to do streams.for each. We got a stream, and it's going to have snippet.livechat.id. So we'll set that to an object. We need to do state dot. Okay. Get rid of that. So that'll be an object. I think that'll be okay. And that'll have messages by ID. And then a page token. I feel like this still might be an issue because it's still nested. Hopefully it's not as big of a problem, but we'll find out. Let's see. So instead of set YouTube streams, I think we're going to name it like create YouTube chats. Yeah, that seems fine. That seems good. I can live with that. Create YouTube chats. Cool. Now, let's see, 7:40. So we've got about 20 minutes left. If you haven't already, make sure to go down and hit that like button. I don't know how many times I have to tell you how much it helps me out, but it do. All right, so we've got create YouTube chats. YouTube chats by ID. Great. That seems fine, I hope. Okay, and then handle chat messages. Here we're going to do, okay, YouTube streams by ID. It's going to be YouTube chats by ID. And we're not going to want to do a stream ID here. That would be wrong. So get chat messages. Oh, okay. So we do actually need to create streams by ID. No, we don't. We don't, right? Yeah, we don't. Okay. Because what we need to do when we do this was we create chats by ID. Yeah. Okay, I got this. It's gonna be fine. It's fine. Okay, for YouTube chats by ID. That's what we want. Oops. Okay. Get rid of that whole thing. There we go. YouTube chats by ID. We got it. So we'll do chat ID and chat details. Okay. So here, do chat details dot. Well, no, we just do chat ID. Okay. And then chat details dot page token, right? We create a page token when we create the chat. We do. Messages by ID and page token. Okay. I think we also want to do messages as an array because we use that for ordering, so we don't have to sort all the time. Okay, stream details dot page token. No, chat details dot page token. Oops. Live chat messages dot list. Chat details dot page token. So this is just logging right now. Handle chat messages. We chat ID. Yeah. Okay. So then we've got handle chat messages, which takes in the stream ID, the page token, the messages, loops over and does all the things. So we've got, this will be chat details. Chat details dot page token equals page token. Okay. Let's just try this and see if it makes any difference. I don't think it will. Like, I have zero confidence that this is going to actually fix anything. But we're gonna see. Yeah, the page token is not changing. But okay. So why? Why not? What's the issue here? What's happening? Okay, when we hang on. Do I need to return state in the set? I don't think so, because I don't in anything else. But I'm going to try it anyway. Let's see if that makes any difference. Wait, what? Do that. Actually, don't do that just yet. I need to turn off the thing so that it'll stop showing off stuff that it's not supposed to. Let's see. Index. Let's turn off the log middleware again. Oops. Okay. Start this back up. Uh-oh. There we go. It's weird that it didn't work the first time. All right, let's run it. Give me some logging. Is there any logging in there? There's no logging turned on right now. So it's completely unsurprising that it's going to be 0 logs. Handle YouTube, or handle chat messages. That's what I want. Just give me the whole chat details thing. That's what I want. The whole shebang-a-lang. Oh, got an error. What's the issue? Request cannot be completed because you have exceeded your quota. Y'all, what is my quota? Why won't it just tell me my quota? Oh my god, it's so infuriating. The best part is going to be that it's just going to be like, we don't think you need that information. Oh my god. Pretty sure this is where I need to go. Maybe? Let's just look up here. Quotas. Quota? You know what? Just go to the console. I'm pretty sure I can look it up here. Maybe that'll help. Let's see. API requests. Yay! Okay. API's overview, maybe? Maybe? Okay. 3,321 requests. Seems fine to me. Okay. Quotas. Okay, I can make 10,000 queries per day. That is my limit. Or 180,000 per minute per user? I don't understand what that even means. Why are these different? What is the difference between these? What is going on? Oh my god, I don't get it. About your quota limits, get insights into your quotas. I would love to. Please. Please, give me all of the insights. Dimensions are used to group and aggregate the usages. You can filter the quotas on this page. Bleh. Quota usages, bleh. 7-day peak usage percentage. Okay. So I'm at 97.47% of my current quota for queries per day. Not even close to the queries per minute. I don't understand how this... It's fine. Whatever. Okay. Are there any other things I can turn on? Current usage. Sure. I actually don't care about that. Sure. Let's try that. Current usage. 9,747. 305.429 queries per minute. So yeah, I'm not even close on that. But how... Also, why is it listed twice with two different limits? I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways, oh, those are per user. Okay, whatever. So, what resources does one request use? It would be really cool if I could know that. That would be like a really neat thing for them to tell me. Just saying. Set timeout. Okay. So then this should only run once for each of the queries. And if we currently have 9,747 queries that we've made, then theoretically, whatever it is above that will tell me how much it costs to make one of each of the other types of queries. So let's refresh. 9747. 9793. 93 minus 9747. 46. Okay. Divided by 46. Okay. What? What? This makes no sense. This is way too low. That's saying I can make about 200 requests per day. Which is not gonna cut it for any single user even. I am so confused. This makes no sense. So, okay, so hang on. Hang on. What? Okay, so if I make... Like, if I stream for... Let's say I stream for 1 hour. Okay? So let's copy this value. We stream for 1 hour. That's 60 minutes, 60 seconds. So it's 3,600 seconds divided by this amount. That's 16 and a half messages. So 17 messages per second, roundabout. If we get over 17 messages per second, then we could only stream by it for like an hour. If we divide that by 2, hang on. Did I totally ruin that? I didn't do that wrong. I did that wrong. We divided by 8. No. What? Oh my god. 3600. Divided by this number. Yeah, 17. Okay. And then divided by 2. There we go. So like 9 messages per second for 2 hours. Or a little over 4 messages per second for 4 hours. Like if you exceed those limits, which lots of large streamers do, then there's no way you could work with this. Like no possible way. I don't understand. I clearly do not comprehend this API. So I'm gonna have to reach out to somebody in like Google Dev and try to figure out how on earth people are supposed to make this work. Because this makes no sense to me. Edit quotas. What do you mean edit quotas? What? I can artificially lower my quotas? What? Okay, you know what? This is too much. I can't. I cannot. I cannot even. Who thought this was a good idea? What is going on? I'm so confused. Clearly I am very confused. So I'm gonna reach out to somebody. I'm gonna figure this out before the next stream, because this is bonkers, like completely unfathomably wild. Okay, so anyways, yeah, the whole idea here was that I wanted to create a YouTube chat proxy. So you could, as a developer, go to a website, say fidget.div maybe, and you could, or MeTube maybe, or something weird like that. I don't know. So you could go to the website, you could sign in with your Google account, And then you could authorize the app to like create new Google Cloud credentials and to access all of your YouTube data for various channels. And then from there, the application would create a new set of cloud credentials, Google Cloud credentials, right? A new application, which would then be used to authorize your YouTube account or all the YouTube accounts that you want to connect. And then it could be set to just constantly poll, like, are there any live broadcasts right now? If there is, okay, now we start polling for chat on that broadcast. And then we could proxy those back into like a database in the application, right? And from there, we could create something similar to Twitch's chat interface, which is all based on IRC. And when I say similar, I mean like I'm thinking about converting YouTube chat into an IRC protocol for usage, because that would be so much easier to work with. And even better, if I build it to work and look the same way that Twitch does, then you could even use Twitch chat libraries with it, which would be so cool. Like, so cool. So much better than whatever this is. Like this steaming hot dumpster pile. I don't even know. So anyways, that's what we're working on. And I guess I'll reach out and see if I can get somebody to help me figure out why this is so terribly weird before next week, and maybe we'll pick this up, or maybe we'll work on something else. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Because I would definitely like to build that project, because it would make it a lot easier to build the chatbot that I want in the chat here. But anywho, with that, I'm going to call it a night. This was thoroughly confusing, but I hope that it provided you some entertainment, and I hope it provided you with just a little bit of distraction from all of the wild stuff going on in the world today. Make sure to drop down at the bottom, hit the like button. If you've hung out until the end of the stream, clearly you did like it, so the button's just you telling the truth. And it's free, and it helps me out. So do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Also, make sure you go hit the subscribe button and come hang out with us every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. Also, make sure that you join us in the Discord server. Do I still have it? I do. There we go. Come join us on the Discord server. Come hang out with us. Great community. Wonderful people. We talk about computers and all sorts of other stuff. So come hang out with us. Anyways, with that, I'm hopping off for the night. It's been real, and it's been fun, and it's been real fun. Hope to see you soon.